Hey everybody, Tony D with the Screenwriter's Rant on Here Before. Little Jones asleep on the couch. I thought I'd get ahead for tomorrow. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books if you'd like to support the channel. The links are in the description. All at Amazon. Kindle Unlimited is free if you're a member at Kindle Unlimited. Now, Here Before is a creepy movie about reincarnation, because the premise is this is an English town, and this new family moves in with a little girl, and the family that was there before also had a little girl, but she passed on. And the new little girl seems to remember things that the old little girl knew. And it gets increasingly creepy until the mother who lost the daughter becomes convinced that her daughter has been reincarnated as this new little girl. And then, of course, the question becomes, is she crazy, or is there reincarnation? Because she does remember the graveyard, she remembers the playground, she remembers all kinds of things, and she has similar interests and knowledge as the other little girl. Now, the problem, of course, is that kids tend to have very similar tastes in a lot of things, especially like putting little faces on sandwiches, and their world is small. So, a kid remembering something from a playground isn't necessarily, a sign, right? But you can see from the point of view of this trailer and this movie the intensity that the mother feels. And she starts reading about reincarnation and children, and comes to believe that this little girl is the reincarnation of her little girl. It reaches the point where she basically kidnaps her, trying to find out more about whether or not she knows. It's an interesting premise and creepy. Creepy, because, in a movie, maybe she is the reincarnated daughter. Here Before. Excuse me. Written and directed by Stacy Gregg. So this could go either way, an indie movie like this. Either it turns out the mother is crazy, or there's something to this, or you never quite find out. And who knows what happens at the end. I'm going to guess that probably the little girl and the mother move away from the other woman just to get away from her, or she dies. She perhaps dies trying to keep the new little girl alive, and everybody thinks she's crazy. I mean, it's hard to have a happy ending in a movie like this, but it is interesting. I like the premise. It's creepy. It's a creepy premise. So, first act, they meet. Seems all above board. Second act, becomes increasingly apparent the little girl knows something, or that the mother convinces herself of that. By the third act, things are getting crazy because people are telling her, hey, you're nuts for believing in this, and nobody else believes her. There's no way she can prove it, so I have to conclude that it doesn't end well for the mother who lost her daughter. Maybe at the end she kind of knows, but realizes that there's nothing really she could do. And, in some ways it's a good thing that the spirit of her daughter lives on. Maybe she can just live with that. That to me would be about the happiest ending I could think of, but I don't know. It looks pretty intense. So I gotta figure something pretty intense happens at the end of the movie. So it's called Here Before. Coming out in 2022. It's billed as a thriller, so it's probably not going to be a happy ending. And that's it for me, Tony D. Little Joan and I will be back. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our other two videos.